Hi everyone. So video number 2 here in this series. We're doing some grounding. I would suggest going back and checking out the orienting video, which also gives more context for where this is from, what we're doing, what I'm doing with clients these days. But feel free to also, watch this one by itself if it drew you in. So for grounding, I'm really going to invite you to find a comfy spot that you can actually feel the support under your body. I know for me, actually being able to lean back into something, so sitting down in a supportive chair with a back on it or laying down on the floor can be really helpful. And in doing that, like practicing those more, it can be easier for me to ground, even if I'm not in a chair with a back, right? Or even if I'm standing up. But I think it can be helpful to practice this in stages. So whatever you're up for, go ahead and get into that position. And again, I will do this with you today. So I would invite you to notice the floor underneath your feet and see if you can notice it in a way that it's coming up to meet the bottom of your feet, in a way that the floor is actually pushing back up against your toes, against your heels, against the kind of curvature of your feet. And see if you can make a little bit firmer contact with your feet into the floor. Just letting the floor just fully support all of the underside of the anatomy of your feet. Really holding them so you can do less work. And as I invite you to do less work, I'm curious if there is any sensation that you notice. So what happens in the ankles? What happens in the palms of your hands? What happens in the jaw? What happens in your core? And if anything feels too much, too strong, too fast, just go right on back to your feet. If it feels available, you can start noticing your arms and seeing if there's a way that your arms could also do a little less work. Notice the palms of your hands again and whether they can start to soften into whatever they're resting on. How about the forearms, the underside of your forearms? Can they sink a little deeper into a chair or into your body if you're resting your arms on your body? Just really giving you an invitation here to drop into your body. And your choice, what that feels like, looks like. It doesn't mean that you have to notice everything going on. It's just more of an invitation to drop kind of like out of the sky, out of your brain, and into your seat. or into your feet, or into your back, depending if you're laying down or walking around. An invitation for your spine to be more supported here. Maybe almost noticing what it feels like to imagine your spine all the way from your head down through your neck, your shoulder blades, into your back, into your hips. Imagine that spine rooting you down into your chair. And also doing less work. How can your back feel a little bit more supported right now? Just inviting some softening up and down that spine. Just inviting a feeling of gravity and noticing what happens when you notice that gravity. And if you start feeling again like that gravity is too heavy, just inviting yourself to titrate in and out more. So if I start to feel too heavy, I might go ahead and just take a little movement, a little stretch. Nothing too fast. Maybe allowing my feet to stay connected to the floor, but allowing my body to move, or maybe just gently sway, just in a way that I don't feel frozen, or I don't feel like I'm dropping too low or too much into myself. As you find your own place that feels good to stay in, or an area that feels more tolerable, notice what happens in your body. Has any sensation changed in color? Almost visualizing a color of a sensation that you're feeling. Has any sensation changed in intensity? Maybe how big or small it is? Maybe a change in how constricted or tight or open, fluid somewhere feels. And then coming back to the toes, coming back to the hips, noticing that grounding once again. And if it would feel supportive, you can always drop your hands onto your body as well to get a sense of being connected to yourself, being connected to the earth. Being connected to your own experiences of sensation here. As we come to a close, I'm going to reincorporate a little bit of orienting from the last video, so you can kind of see how you can use these two together. So feeling my body feeling a little more dropped down, a little more grounded. In order for me to come back into the room, I'm just going to start reorienting to my space. And just noticing, oh, I didn't notice that thing before on the wall, that painting, those colors. funny what I notice once I've gotten into more of a grounded state here, now that I am seeing things differently, noticing more. And once again, now that I'm back in my room, and if you are back in your space, seeing what movements your body might like to make now. Thank you all for trying that out with me. Please keep being gentle with yourself as you explore this. And our next video will be all on resourcing. So packing your supportive bag or basket or whatever imagery you want to bring in. All right, see you soon.